Hello, fellow Passages and Farganites. My name is Alex Tyler. Welcome to Ace Combat. Today we'll be looking at the Mirage 2000. It's one of those planes I rarely look at, but I always supplement with like, hey, why aren't I playing a Typhoon? That was me in the past, and then I played with it today. Then I realized how great this thing is and the shortcomings of it is because it's an early plane you can unlock. It's one of those things that just like helps you get through a couple missions, helps carry you through till you get the A10 or something like that. But the strength of it is amazing. And this is a request from one of my viewers, so this goes out to you, my friend. Hope you enjoy watching it. Anyway, what this is about basically is going to be basically just looking at this plane's strengths, and what I see with it is that it's not a knife fighter. It's a get in and get out dirty dancer. It does whatever it wants to when it needs to in that moment. Example: you see me going through here with LASMs, and it is just amazing to do good damage with it. The LASMs are good for like this long range, like get in, get out, because this thing has a good dogfighting capabilities, but acts like a sniper. It wants to shoot from long range. It wants to stay away from the enemy while it fights. I realize that very much so, but it can get in close and do dirty things. That's why you spec out your regular missiles for tracking and lock-on speed. But for the special missiles, you put on load and power. So it's definitely it's the perfect example of what a fighter bomber should be. It's not a bomber like the A10 or the Foghat. It's one of those things that just like it does the thing that it's supposed to do. It's not marketed as this next gen awesome fighter that does what it's supposed. No, no, no. It's this thing that's from a time gotten era that is meant to kill things, and it does that very job well. Now, the important thing I have to remember about this is that it's got replaced eventually by the Typhoon in real life. And that's because this thing is good, it's great, but it's aging, and you can feel it while you play with it. It's not as bad as the F4 I played with before because that thing could kill stuff with the that thing could kill F-22s, but that's only because it had the SASMs. This only has 4 AAMs. And those are nice, those are good, but like I said, spec them out for range and stay away from the enemy. You're when you're in multiplayer with this, it does really different things. I couldn't get a match on lately because this game is kind of getting older. I mean, anyway, but the main important fact of this is that this is a truest sense of what a fighter bomber should be. It does amazing ground damage, but can hold itself in a fight. That's why it's really nice to play with if you know how to deal with it correctly. And as you're going to see here throughout these clips, it gets behind enemy nicely, but it has a hard time turning well. It goes pretty fast, but as you can tell by that big frickin' engine on the back of it. But most importantly, it does what a fighter bomber should do: stay in engagement, hover around the area, and just bring death. But and also, if someone gets behind you, then you can go take them out, basically. That's the thing with this, though. I had a hard time putting parts in this because I didn't know how to play with it. I just didn't. And the best weapon for use with this is definitely the GPBs. Those are really nice, and they do the job that they're supposed to do with them, and even better so if you spec them out right. Because if you get increased range with them, or you get like increased damage with them and stuff like that, you're one popping ships, you're destroying every ground target in your sight, and you still have regular missiles to do damage, and you get 32 of them with mass limit increased. So the best part about this is that you realize that this thing is meant to just destroy, destroy, and destroy in a straight line, which is nice. Like you see me doing pass by pass by pass here, and it holds above the area and just attacks a target head on by passing over it, by passing over it, by passing over it. By this reason, though, you have to realize that you have to understand when you play with this thing, it's not an F-22, it's not an F-35, it's not an X-02. It's none of these things that are just get the limelight. You have to play with it like what it is, an old aircraft from a bygone era that got replaced by a better aircraft. So, why was it replaced? Well, it was, well, as you can see here, it turns like dog shit, but with the parts we're able to put on the plane in game, it makes it turn a lot faster. It turns pretty well if you brake really hard. But as you could see, I kept getting shot at. I kept getting damage on me. That's partly my fault because I was in a zone shooting on targets. But as you can see, you get one or two enemies behind you, and they just stay on you. You're going to get shot at constantly. You're going to get hit, they're going to get hits on you constantly, and for that reason, you have to make sure that you are defending yourself constantly. This thing requires you to be aware of what's on your rear. If if it's like a F-15 that you need to move out of its way and go kill it because you can easily go behind it though. Even though I just said that the maneuverability is kind of crap, that's because you have to change it for roll uh, pitch maneuverability. Roll maneuverability is all right as it is. You just don't put parts on it then. If you just put on roll maneuverability, then you're great. Other than that, it's amazing. I feel good playing with it. It had its strengths, it has its weaknesses, but it has more strengths than weaknesses. It's definitely not like the F4 where I thought that, yeah, this thing is a knife fighter. This thing is meant to go in and do damage, then get out. It basically fought in the Vietnam War and stuff like that. Yada 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 yada. This I'm not familiar with that much. What the comments in real life it did, but I'm also realizing that as it plays and as it fights, it shows itself to be an amazing vehicle for just doing what it's supposed to do, and it's remarkable for being unremarkable. I guess you could put it that way, where it stands out above the rest for the workhorses. It stands out above the rest for something that does good damage, but then goes and does more bombing than fighting. This thing is meant to be a bomber first hand and first. You have to realize how it fights. You have to realize how it just. You can't just go in and expect, oh yes, I'm gonna go now and kill all the aces on the thing. I can't. Yeah, no. As you're about to see in this clip too, I fight the super weapon and it's nice. It does okay and stuff, but it's carried by the weapons more. Like I just like the maneuverability on it. Like I switched up the parts for the air to air fighting to make it better for and more maneuverable. And as you see with these long range shots, I'm able to take out a lot of planes in one go. It's meant to just destroy things in its field of view, and everything in its field of view is meant to die instantly, which is great. It's amazing for that purpose. But as you can see here, it's trying to get behind here, and yeah, I get behind it eventually, but geez, it takes a while. And like something like a F-22 or a Typhoon, its older brother, would basically just get behind it and kill it instantly. And that's because, yeah, it's its older brother. Or even a Raphael is what that spawned into basically too. It's basically that's basically just that with a canards on it. And before that reason though, you realize that you have to play with it in, like I keep saying, as a certain playset. Anything in front of you dies. That's one. You have to make passes constantly. That's two. And remember, it's a fighter bomber leaning toward more the bomber side. That's three. Yes, it can dogfight. Yes, it can do things, but with two bomb weapons and one air-to-air missile, then you're doing more bombing with this than anything else. I wish there was. I wish they would have just made this a bomber in the end because it's that fun to play with. It's that amazing to play with and that enjoyable to play with too because it does its role perfectly for what it is. But anyway, to wrap up, good plane, good request for me to get. I'm happy. I hope whoever requested it, you enjoy it. But most of all, it's a joy to play with. It's fine. It does great. It doesn't. It's yeah. It does a good job. I'm not upset with it. I'm not angry at it. I just like I got what I expected. It's a good plane. It does its job. It kills things, and then I'm happy afterwards. So, yeah. Anyway, my name is Alex Tyler Gaming. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys later. Bye.
My status is fine. Affirmative. This is Gargoyle 1, leaving Operation Airspace with Golem 2.
Retreating aircrafts. Prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Golem 2, engage now. Attack.
One Bandit, SU-30.
Gargoyle 1, caution, missile!
He's fast. It's like he...
Skykeeper, Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Golem 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against an SU-30. Orange wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Golem 2, stop dogfighting and run.
Mage 2, locked.
Lockdown hostile.